Penny says any dog can be out of control, but a bully dog is massive and it's got a much bigger bite. Very scary. Ban any massive breed. We know the sort of person who seeks out this breed. They don't care about anyone. There's no need whatsoever for such an aggressive dog, says Michael. Ban them, round them up, and those that are in the UK, and put them down before they put a human down.
We have had an email in saying that it's not about the breed, that they're absolutely lovely and we should do our research, but I'm afraid it's not our opinion, it's the opinion of the expert there saying, the legal expert, that they were responsible for the vast majority of attacks. I think it was one dog death a day in July at the hands of XL.
I'll personally go with the doctor's advice on that. That's just me. Now, if you so many talks about prisons and people escaping from prison and whatever it is, you know, a lot of people have had a story, a life journey, and they've come out of prison and they've turned their life around, haven't they, Biggins?
They have. They
have indeed.
What? Yeah.
So let's have a look here, and we'll show you our life behind bars.
Yeah,
that's me, Biggins.
And you're nameless, Biggins.
I know.
And there's Joe Swash, and we were welcoming him into prison there at that stage because our prison was known as the Celebrity Slammer. That's what it was.
And we've no idea why we were doing it.
Yeah. And any more pictures there? Anything else to see? Just we can talk you through that.
No, that's it.
Is that it? That's it. Anyway,
but we did it for the money, didn't we?
We did it for the money.
Yeah.
And it was Celebrity Slammer. And I think the chief. I don't know if you're head of. But are you a lag if you're a prisoner?
Yeah, a lag if you're a prisoner, yes.
So it was David Williams.
Yeah, David,
so he ran the wing, basically, for that. But
we have no other memories.
It wasn't for us.
No, it wasn't for us,
really.
Orange wasn't our colour.
But it never made a series.
No, they certainly didn't.
But it does show there is a life after prison, because we've got Biggins in reviewing the papers this morning. The rehabilitation's worked well, and we've also got former Conservative advisor Claire Pearsall for this. And let's start with you, Claire. And I want to start with what's being described as Mickey Mouse degrees. I mean, the Prime Minister already has kind of declared war on those, hasn't he? And now a group of Tory MPs are saying that if you don't reach certain grades, that you shouldn't get a loan from the government because it's not good value for money for the taxpayer, because the majority of these people don't go on to earn graduate wages.
That's right, and I just fundamentally disagree with this. And
here, I'm with you.
It's all very well to say that degrees are Mickey Mouse, and there are some which are never going to be useful, but those courses will go by the wayside. But I don't think that you can have the right to say somebody, your A-level results were not very good, you must not go to university.
Well, they're not saying you can't go, they're just not going to be paid for by the taxpayer.
But they're saying they shouldn't go at all. And that is what this group is saying. This is the New Conservatives. They have suggested that these people will get 14 years' worth of education paid for by the state, and anything above that is considered to be a luxury. Well, that isn't going to encourage people to go on and find a passion in something.
And education's more than just exams.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
It is, and that's what I fundamentally find so depressing about this, is that they are looking at the earning potential of an individual rather than exploring a subject that somebody likes. They may find something else that they're very good at, and a lot of people don't know what they want to do at 18.
But what's to say that these people don't then decide to take apprenticeships and go down a totally different path? Is it so bad to say, actually, you didn't get these grades, perhaps you'd be better going down this route?
I think the word perhaps is fine.
Yes.
I think to be told, you know, it's like the 11 plus. I mean, if you look on where the 11 plus still operates, that people's lives are changed by passing or failing at 11 years of age, what they're going to do and where they're going to do it. But it's so contentious, all of these things. But
I find it interesting that when I was young, in the 60s, I went to drama school and everything was paid for.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays, why is it really so bad that there is no money to pay for? Because I think...
Well, then, I mean, I think something like 50% now go to university, whereas back in the 60s it wasn't anything like that. So there was more money going around per capita
That
per
was
head.
it. That was it.
Whereas, you know, so many more people want to go. Of course, the burden then increases on the taxpayer significantly.
But surely we should be looking at the way we fund university education, and the loan system where people are paying it back long into their 50s and 60s is not right.
No,
and
of course it's not right.
We need to address that before you start telling people they cannot go to university.
I remember primary school particularly as a magnificent learning adventure. It was marvellous to learn about, you know, Robinson Crusoe, Captain Cook,
dinosaurs,
nature, leaves, bark rubbing, you know, goodness
Roald
me,
Dahl,
so many things.
whatever it is.
And I'll always look back and say that was an amazingly fantastic time of learning, and I probably didn't even realise I was learning.
No, but it was great. I totally agree with you. I loved school in those days. It was just fantastic.
Well, I was aware of it that when you became 11, that you had to do an exam, and then it became really scary.
Yeah.
That if you passed or failed, and your life was determined as a result of whether you did pass
Did
or
you go
fail.
to university?
I didn't go to university, no, but I do have 2 doctorates.
Excuse me.
Christopher, let's talk about Alistair Stewart.
I know, this is so sad.
The Express.
I mean, I know Alistair really well, and the reason I know him, in the 80s, I did a TV series for TVS called On Safari for Children, and Sally, his wife, worked on it. So that's how I first met him then, and we've been friends ever since. And when I came to work here, like I'm doing now, it was lovely to see him again, and he was great, marvellous journalist. Really good fun and a twinkle in his eye. And then to hear this is devastating.
This awful disease.
It is an awful disease. And now going back to the 60s, did this exist then, do you think?
Yes, it was called hardening of the arteries. It was.
Was it?
It was, yeah. I remember
serious?
my grandmother and whatever, and people would say, oh, what's wrong with her? And they would say, oh, she's got hardening of the arteries. That's the way they termed it. No one used the word dementia or anything like that.
What I would say, don't read it in the Express. Go on to our GB News website, watch the interview again with Camilla Tominey. You can watch it again really easily, 2 clicks, and it was a really powerful interview, tearful, emotive, and he's just got such a wonderful voice, a bit like you, Biggins.
Yes,
he really
great
projects.
voice.
He's got a great presence about him. He's given up smoking. He's doing everything he can. He's doing daily crosswords and all the rest of it to try and keep his brain ticking over. But there's not an awful lot you can do.
There's not, but the one thing that came out of that interview yesterday with Camilla was Alistair saying this is not the end of his life. That, yes, it's going to be different, but he's not hanging up his interviewing specs. He's going to carry on, and he's doing everything. He's, as you say, he's stopped smoking, he's doing longer walks with the dogs, he's doing puzzles to keep his brain occupied, and he's in touch with his medical professionals. And I think that that's the way you should look at this. When we all think of dementia or Alzheimer's, you look at it as a bit of a death sentence and somebody sitting in the corner not doing anything. Well, Alistair has proven that you can still get up, you can still do your job and be as smart as he is with suffering. And I think the kind of awareness that he is going to bring will be invaluable to
Well, good luck to him and his family.
Yeah.
And he's got animals in his life, you know, horses in particular, which is good. Do we have this cat video? Or are we just talking about it? Everybody goes quiet.
Hysterical,
Right. So what we're going to see now is a prolific cat burglar caught red-handed. Let's have a look. So they're through the cat flap. And the reason, Isabel, I'm doing this because you plan to get a cat this week.
We have a kitten arriving on Friday, so I'm
Have
very
you?
excited. But did you see that, again, for our radio listeners, a cat's come in through the bob hole with something in its mouth. I'm not sure what it's stolen there.
A knife.
It's a knife.
It's a knife?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my. A murder weapon, probably.
I know. He's been out on the tiles that night. But, you know, what is so fascinating, he also stole a sieve. Quite a big sieve.
So it's a
How did he get that
kleptomaniac.
through?
Yes. Maybe it's the magnetic collar.
Oh, do you think? That's a good
knows?
point. But it's hysterical, though. I mean, the cat.
Great fun.
And apparently there are lots of cats who do a lot of stealing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what will they be doing in the hot weather today? Let's go to Rachel Ayres and find out.